clean as it's ever going to be.
And that's the first thing that was said in the stream.
Audio's actually on this time, correct?
Yes. Well, let me check. Hang on.
Correct?
Yes. Yes.
I love how that's the first thing that people hear when they actually are going to click on the stream in the archives and shiz. And now my arm is as clean as it's ever going to be.
Yeah, no, just that's as clean as it's ever gonna be as he puts his arm down.
We are talking about a surgically repaired arm that I broke a bone and had surgery to fix it, so that everybody is aware.
I'm cutting that
Sure,
out.
let's go with that.
I'm cutting that out.
You should be resting, no sports.
Yeah, no sports, no softball specifically. If he keeps it up, no breathing.
Genji's ordered. Genji's ordered.
Doing shit already texted a plan to his wife. So
She actually understands what I was saying.
Understanding and caring, 2 different things. Fuck that team.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree that it's the right way to go.
Definitely.
I don't agree it is the correct course of action. There's a difference.
You rest.
Brent has left the screen.
Lies and slander.
What?
Trying to get my dice organized.
Welcome, everybody, to another gaming session of The Haven. Tonight's a little different than normal. We are doing a special one-shot for all of my lovely players who are here, called The Last Hurrah. So essentially what they're going to be doing is reprising old level 20 characters for an assault on one of the major cities in our world. We're going to go ahead and kick things off, starting with Mr. Fish, who's going to tell us a little bit about his character.
Well, my character is a very ancient, apparently, because I've been reading about them. Half-elf don't live as long as I expected them to. But regardless, he is a 180-year-old half-elf paladin who is the son of an evil duke.
All right. Moving on. Austin, who you got for us today?
I will be playing as Nyx, the Path of the Totem Bear Barbarian Fighter combo.
Barbarian.
Flash and dash with his fucking great axes for one final hurrah.
The barbarian.
All right. Mr. Fenris, you're up. You are muted, buddy.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I was. Thank you. So, I am going to be playing Fenris, the Eladrin Ranger Rogue combo, and Thraxis, the Metallic Dragonborn fighter. Or should I call him a fucking steel wall?
Steel wall. Wall sounds good. All right, for me, who you get for it?
I'm playing Palatine, a wizard paladin multi-class thing. He's a satyr, and he's here to pull some flashy shit.
It's always the best kind.
Hmm?
I said that's always the best kind.
Gotta love that flashy shit.
Moving right along, we are gonna go with the ever lovely Miss Dutchy.
So, as my original player is pregnant in the world and is not able to play, I will be playing her compatriot, friend, the feisty barbarian fairy Ariel, who is a barbarian druid. and is going to step in her place to fight the douchebags of Eleanor.
Okay, that gives us Mr. Serb. Who you playing for us tonight?
I didn't realize we were using different characters.
Oh, well, if you have a level 20 build that you would like to use, you are more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, you are more than welcome to just lurk, as a few others are known to do from time to time.
Can I use Farwarren? Would that be too crazy OP?
Unfortunately,
You,
we did discuss not using any of the
All right.
characters that have become gods in the world.
Hey, Serby.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so
That is Tyler. Tyler's running the game, so that is ultimately
I have-
his decision.
I have a suggestion.
yes.
Serby, can you bump Hugh to level 20?
Yes.
There you go.
Huanax is technically in the world.
Yeah.
If it interests you.
What were the
I will
Item.
shoot you the item listings in DM.
All right, so I'm playing Huanax, Galaxerin, a black Dragonborn Ranger.
I'm
Just
excited
like
to see
old
Hugh
times.
again.
It has been
Just
a while
like
since
That was a good build.
since the brothers were together.
Not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
That was a
Alright.
good character
Just to
build.
do a quick mic check. Can anybody hear the music in the background on me, so I know whether or not I need to go push to talk?
Nope, no audio.
No.
Same for me.
Only when you
Nope.
push to talk.
We're all good.
All right, someone's music is coming through now. I don't know who that was, but
Ooh.
Not anymore.
Say it probably is mine. My kids are watching Sing 2
That,
in the other room.
Yeah.
yeah.
Only when they get to the higher octaves are you getting anything coming through.
Yeah. Full on
Alright.
judging myself right now.
That's unacceptable. Not allowed.
What?
I'm trying to separate out my dice because I'm gonna need more than I normally do, and I'm having trouble separating because I don't have the space to separate it. So judging myself.
I currently have 6 sets at my table, except for the 50 D6s, which has a mixture of 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
9 different sets in it.
I'm currently sitting on 4 sets and 1 set of D6s.
I'm currently sitting on a single set of
And I'm sitting on 9 sets with an extra 5 Dragon dice.
I have my
D20.
very nice.
Full bag of just multiple sets.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on.
Oh,
a
I'm not
chair.
counting the ones that are put away. This is just what's out.
Oh, yeah, that's... Over there is the rest of those. Over there. I can't do it properly. Ugh.
We have one other character to introduce to our
Hey.
lovely little table. Yes, sir.
Tyler, can you make my character active in that session so I have everything and not just
Yeah,
the
you have to
basic stuff?
reactivate the
Yeah, give
campaign.
me a sec. Which campaign was he in?
Pathos.
Yep, the dungeon.
Oh, yeah, no, the dungeon is active.
You have to make me
But
an
you have to
active
act.
character in it.
Yeah, you became an
You
inactive
enact
character.
was
It says he's active on mine.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm not getting everything, but yeah.
Here, let me try something.
You could always if you hit the Haven Discord, there is a link for NPC list campaign that you could add Huanax to, which it bounces off of Deb's file share.
Yep, and my file share.
Oh.
I've got all of the books. So
Yeah, I'm showing him unactive and deactivated. He's under deactivated characters in Pathos
It just
Dungeon.
reactivated, so go ahead and try refreshing. Apologies, everyone. Technical difficulties.
What happens?
Everything's good.
It's good with a capital G and a
I
capital
thought I
W.
had enough. It turns out I need all of my D8s.
All the D8s.
Yeah, I'm gonna need 5 of them for that's gonna be nasty.
Let's see, I've got out.
I don't have enough dice to actually roll for my. Yeah. I don't own enough dice.
So
I've
you
got
guys know
13
Old
sets.
McGucket, right?
What?
You guys know
You're
of,
rolling
like,
your
Old-
duckies? Are you rolling your duckies? Is that what you said?
No.
He's not.
Oh.
He's got the
I get to
glitter
find
dice.
all the cookies. I
Yeah,
get
I've
to
got
find all the cookies.
14
I'm still
dice
looking.
sets out right now, and that's not including what's put away.
So I want you guys to imagine Nick, pretty much Nyx, this onyx black Earth Genasi with a long Gandalf-looking beard. Type deal. Like, he's got himself a good, decent beard in his older age. He's let it grow to show.
can Earth Ganassi grow facial hair?
Yes, they can.
Okay then.
I thought Ganassi in general were one of the races that can't grow facial hair.
They're
It's
elemental.
not hair. It's like moss and grass
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
hair, it's like moss and grass and shit that's grown.
Then it would definitely not be gray.
Face, his skin is gone.
Yeah, do you know how bad I want to lotion your arm? That's driving me crazy.
It's going to be lotioned tonight because the dry skin around the scar is driving me mad.
Yeah.
A lotion on its skin.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
And it gets the hose
Moisturize me.
Hey, for all the old players here, specifically for Tyler, praise be to the mother.
Praise be to the mother.
Congrats, you've just earned yourself permanent disadvantage for the game.
All right.
Now, question: would that be the mother Mel now?
Got a point.
Anyways, we still have a character to, well, a player to introduce, I should say. Miss Brenna, if you would please go ahead.
I will be bringing back my Princess Brylana, and she is a wood elf sorcerer. And I will also be bringing in my Leolon fighter whose name is Amira. She is a headmaster of a school now. I don't know what else to say about him. Mommy,
All right.
And don't forget about me, Tyler.
Oh, yes. We haven't gotten to you, Brent, because you were away when I started everything. So, go ahead, sir.
So I am bringing back Relic, the
Oh God.
sarcastic Warforged cleric.
Oh God.
He is a 7 foot tall, seven and a half foot tall, 450 pound, black steel Warforged, because we did establish that Dutchy that he has not talked to Bell about making that permanent.
Right, you haven't been around. We need to have that conversation at some point.
We do. He has crystal blue eyes and is a badass on multiple levels. And also, I'm going to be bringing back Rybrand, who is a half-elf paladin and the
Yay!
Oh no.
Tessie.
Oh no. We're gonna have to hear it from all of the wives now.
And finally, we do have one other character participating in this fun little campaign. He will be played by none other than yours truly. He is Duke Batra Lionsborn.
Lord Fluffybottom.
Or Lord Fluffybottom, if that's what you want to go with. He is actually Thraxus's husband, and he is Lilyway and Fenris's dedicated paladin. So, with all that being said,
Screaming toddler in the background.
Is that mine?
Nope.
No,
That's
it's Brenda's.
mine.
Let's go to Inbrenda's little crotch
I had to
goblin.
ask because
This
Tylen's over here screaming too.
we can't hear yours. The problem is, mine's in the room with the DM and Brenna. Because if I put him in here, I have to be doing this the entire game. Because live mic to the stream, whether it's push to talk in Discord or not.
Right.
all right, now that he's quieted down. Sorry. Let's go ahead and begin. Everyone, welcome to the last hurrah. We find ourselves starting in the city of Alinor, at the headquarters of the Order of the Broken Paladin. Aeson has been busy at work, preparing for the inevitable coup on the city that will oust his scumbag father and corrupt siblings from power. With that, I leave it to you, Aeson. What are you currently doing?
Currently standing in the entry hall waiting for something to happen.
And with that, Aeson hears a loud war horn blaring from the distance in the direction that he knows that Altessi is in.
Oh, I'm gonna hear it from all the wives now, aren't I?
Hear it from everybody, that's for sure.
Oh, she's gonna
Now.
kill me.
Now, the day is slightly overcast as all the merchants, citizens of the city kind of had a sense something was about to happen. And so they've all kind of sequestered themselves in their various businesses and houses and ramshackle apartments and things. We go to our inside party, for lack of a better term, who have infiltrated the city the night before and have ensured that approaching armies of the Stormborns, the Lionsborn, and the Altessians will not have to lay siege to the city, but can enter unimpeded. So, guys, what are you currently up to ensure the city remains open for the invading forces?
Uh,
And this is where I hand it off to Jeb for his
Hold
little
on,
portion
before
of our.
we go that route, um, because we didn't actually discuss it, are we assuming that the outside members, like all the people, like Ariel, the Stormborn people, the Lionsborn people, were notified to make it to Althessi? Are they being teleported to Althessi? How are they actually getting there? Because
Eleanor.
not Althessi, I'm sorry, Alinar. Um,
We'll get to that.
okay.
I have a plan. I have a plan for you.
Okay.
In
Just because I
fact,
don't have everybody together, so
everyone's already together, yes, but I have a plan. Do not worry.
well, no, they're not together. That was why I was questioning it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They will be. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Okie dokie.
So, the previous evening, the group that King Rybrand put together to seek out information about the notorious and rather unknown Raven King were returning to Altessi from Stormborn, having met with Alon, when they were chased down by mercenaries from the Bloodwatch. The group split up. Half the group went with a farmer and his young son to protect them and entered the city, while the remaining 4 fought off 2 waves of bandits. Sorry, 2 waves of mercenaries and their captains. They then entered the city and sought out their ally, who gave them 3 targets that they could take out to make the upcoming fight, easier for all of those that are assaulting Alinar. Warren, what did you do in order to assist the assault on Alinar?
I sought out the captain of the guard, and I found out where he was, or I was informed where he was, went to that tavern, and challenged the captain of the guard to a drinking contest, where I got him so rip-roaringly drunk he almost died from alcohol poisoning to begin with. Then I stalked him into an alleyway and ripped his throat out. And then went to the different gates and dismissed the people at the gates.
Sorla, you were tasked with the second target. What did you do and how did you accomplish it?
So I was tasked with the detaining the captain of the guard firm, and that's the head of the security, basically, for the keep and the duke. And I went to a brothel to meet up with him, dressed as one of the ladies of the night. Basically, got him alone, and then proceeded to bribe / threaten him into releasing the guards from the keep for the night, so there would be nobody guarding the Duke.
And that was the personal steward to the Duke himself, who then ensured you that the gates to the keep would be opened.
Correct.
And then
And
last we had Raiden, accompanied by Max, who was tasked with the third target. And Raiden, since you did the majority of the work, explain who you were tasked with and how you accomplished it.
I was tasked with taking out the captain of the Blood Watch. The new captain, seeing as the previous one went missing. With not
Thanks to
much
your
being
party.
known about this new with not much being known about this new captain, the idea was struck to spread rumors about a sighting at a particular well of Raiden and his group, who the Blood Watch had been tasked to hunt down and eliminate. waiting for him at this well, I laid a trap of ball bearings around the well and proceeded to hide on of a roof while Max played the decoy. And then as the Leonin captain got close to the well and the ball bearing trap, I ran, jumped off, and drop kicked him into the trap and thus into the well. And then he managed to catch himself. As he caught himself, I used a knife to remove his fingers. That was the first half.
I love how you say it in the most brutal yet family-friendly way, and I removed his fingers.
After which, I was also tasked with taking and persuading his men who frequented a certain bar by the docks that I was actually their captain because they had never met him, and basically make sure that they were so drunk that they wouldn't be able to participate in the festivities for the so in getting to this tavern, going in, was met with some challenge at first, disbelief until I drove a knife into a eye, proceeded to pull it out and then eat the eye in front of the others. Down, and that we were all going to celebrate for an upcoming festivity that was actually told to them to be, a day later than what it's actually going. Once they were all rip-roaring drunk, snuck out and met back up with.
And that is where we find the group as you guys hear the war horn sound in the direction of Altessi. Having been notified by Rybrand that the assault was beginning and setting the tasks that you accomplished, what does your party do hearing these war horns?
Max is gonna look at everybody. Well, look at Raiden, I suppose. And he's gonna say, well, I suppose the fun's about to begin. Shall we get ready?
I'm literally going to turn and be like, are those war horns one of the ones that we were running from?
Noticeable difference?
Roll me a
Jeb?
perception check.
Gotcha.
Nix is
I
going to
gotta pull
look
the
up
third
from his
character
act.
sheet.
Nix is going to look up from his
Uh,
act. War horns.
Different
That's a
group?
dirty 20.
Think to himself, well, what's up?
Just to clarify, the group that is having this conversation is a different group than the one that Nyx is in.
Ah, okay.
It's
So,
still a level
you can
party.
still-
I was getting Tyler a beer. So I kind of lost. I
You're
lost
fine.
track of things.
Nick can still be doing the things that he's doing.
Okay.
But the current group that we're focusing on is the 4 characters that were involved in the tasks last night.
Okay, we're still on the
I
phone.
got 14.
The party is lost in the town, not having received the message from the king and not knowing where to meet up with the rest of them.
Dirty 20 on perception. Blah, 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 blah.
You can tell that this war horn sounds different, whereas the ones that were chasing you were a little low-pitched and kind of guttural. This one is a very clear pitch coming from a quality horn.
Turning back to Sorla, Raiden will shake his head a bit. Not the same. My guess is the king's on his way. We should probably find the rest of our party before shit really hits the fan.
Agreed.
Agree.
And they will set off into town to find the rest of their party. And I will... whatever it takes to find them.
Okay.
I'll pull up Raiden's character sheet because I do not know.
Right.
That's
So,
fine. That's fine. You guys go into the town and you search for the rest of your party. You end up finding them at the Grinning Orc Tavern that you guys first met your contact in before, and that's where we're gonna leave that party because that party, correct me if I'm wrong, Tyler, but that party was in the big plans for tonight.
nope. It was just to catch everybody up on everything.
Okay. So that is where we are
Yeah.
going to leave that party.
Did you leave us with the growth beer?
What?
Did you leave us with the gross beer?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where you found the rest of your party. You're not necessarily drinking, and the tavern is not necessarily serving, considering there's gonna be an assault on it in just a little bit. But we're gonna play that your guys' characters are working against the guards and working against any potential mercenaries in the town from within. That way, like Tyler said, that was just to catch everybody up on the events from last night. So your guys' characters are not going to be a big part of this battle from an active standpoint.
Okay, one other question on Tyler.
Yeah.
Lily packed potions, how much are we allowing for each?
What kind of potions did she pack? Like, what level rarity are you making?
It's up to you, because she's capable of doing them all.
Fair. So...
And I've got the ointments, too, if you want to go that route.
So let's just say she made... Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Lily is mainly going to be there for healing and support, correct?
Correct. Like, I'm not playing Lily in the battle at all. We're kind of playing her as she's off healing NPCs, and then if anything has to be done as far as fully reviving a dead person, she can do that at the end. But she's not going to be anywhere near the fighting because of the pregnancy.
So give me a moment to think on that, and once we get to that portion of the story, I'll let you know the answer.
Thank you.
Moving forward, though, real quick, before we go any farther, I do need to let everyone at home watching know that this is a brand new server. We essentially have 3 games running in this server at the moment. One of them is The Adventures in Orland, DM'd by myself. Then we have Orland Episode 4, A New Threat, DM'd by Mr. Brent Bowman there. And then we're actually ready to start a new campaign, DM'd by none other than our resident class builder and all around just fuckery person, Tormy.
Accurate.
And you can check all of those out on our server if you wish to join. There will be a link either the description, the chat, wherever, or you can easily just search for The Haven on Dispot. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and move right on along to Stormborn Manor. It's been a couple days. Everyone's been preparing for the battle. As I mentioned earlier, I will be playing Batra, the Duke of Arak, which is a relatively decently sized country to the south of the Stormborn grounds. He, along with Thraxus, left their home about, let's say 2 days ago, and have made their way to the Stormborn lands. With that being said, their armies have followed. And we find ourselves in the manor with Fenris, Lily, Batra, Relic, and of course, as one of Fenris's characters have put it, our resident overdramatic sorcerer.
The manor will also be
Viola.
the same place. The manor will also be the same place you find Huanax.
Oh yes, and Huanax is there as well. It's been forever since I've had to think of where Huanax is and everything.
And also, technically, there's another, because Amira would be in Silvaria, so she would be gathered with the rest of them as well.
Okay, so as I said, we've got Batra, Thraxus, Huanax, Ariel, Amira, Relic, Viola.
Lily and Fenris.
Missing anyone? Lily and Fenris. There we go. We got them all. Anyways, as I said, we're in the manor dining room. Everyone kind of has gathered. They've been talking, and, when he arrived, Batra went up to Hugh and he clapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, it's good to see you. It's been a long time." Da-da-da-da-da. Alar walks in. Excuse me for that. Alar walks in. Immediately makes eye contact with Fenris and holds up the scroll that he had shown him the other day.
Fenris, were you able to complete it?
Alar just gets his signature grin across his face. And he looks at you and he says, "That I did. I had to cash in a few favors, but I finished it."
Good, because I wasn't no help to you.
Yeah, you rolled a 5.
Shut up. I hate D&D Beyond, alright? Don't give me that. But it's accurate, I did.
But he looks at Fenris and he says, "You have all those assembled who are ready?"
Everyone here is going, yes. But I have 2 more to gather for a second. And he steps to the door of the den. And he gives a loud whistle. And a few seconds later, landing upon his outstretched arm is Avalon, his Valenar Hawk companion. And bum rushing from the woods is a large white dire wolf. Now I've got everybody.
I'm not gonna lie, that didn't go where I thought it was going to go. I thought you were going to say not only Avalon landed on your arm, but so did Azul, and I was about to be like, really?
No, I'm not doing Azul or the wolf pack. It is just Avalon and Rise. And then after those two enter, he actually takes Avalon over to Lily and gives her to Lily so that there is a permanent connection during the fight between Lily and Fenris, because Fenris is bonded to Avalon so he can communicate with her telepathically, and Rise is going with him.
Mentality.
Very well. Taylor just looks at you chuckles a moment and he says, "Oh, of course you'd be bringing the animals. Anyway,
I'm an animal
he
myself.
looks to Fenris, he looks to Lily, Viola, Amira, Hugh, Petra, everybody. And then he just looks at Relic. And he goes, I know you've not really ever had an issue with the teleportation, but you may wish to brace yourself for this.
Bring it on, old man.
He just laughs. And he says, everybody, if you would please follow me. And he leads the group outside. And as everyone walks out, you all notice the ground is littered. The ground is littered with carvings. Alar says, I figured it out. I had to tweak it just a bit. Because I'm going to transport you all in one shot.
Did you have to destroy the ground though?
It's fine. We'll take care of it later. This.
He goes, oh, unfortunately, the time it took me to carve this circle was not short. He looks at you all and he says, brace yourselves. He walks over to Lily, says, if I could have your hand for a moment, my dear. This might be a little taxing.
Absolutely.
He grabs her hand and you suddenly feel a surge of magical energy flowing through you as the entirety of the grounds light up. And you can all feel the crackle of Alar's magic. You can all feel the crackle of Alar's magic as one moment you're looking at the lush forests of the Stormborn grounds. The next, you're on a hill about a half mile from the city of Eleanor itself. You, your forces, and any allies you may have brought with you. And Alar looks to you all and he says, good luck, my friends. Try to come back in one piece. And with a bolt of lightning, he's gone. Batra then just looks over at Thraxus and he looks to everyone else and he says, well, today's as good day as any. Shall we?
Do we really have any
Everyone
other
else is
choice
kinda-
at this point?
Kind of look over and be like, you know, it's never a good thing when Alar wishes us luck.
Thraxith takes a deep chuckle and puts his helm on. I've been waiting for this for quite a while. As he stretches. Are we going or not?
Hugh looks over at Thinner's. It's been a long time since we were in battle together, brother.
That it has. Hope your skills haven't diminished any.
You really think with all the missions that I've been doing for your father-in-law that I would diminish in skills?
Fair point. Just had to make the joke.
Atra, hearing that exchange, just kind of laughs. He looks back at all of the Leonin troops that are behind him, all of the Stormborn forces, and he looks to Fenris. He says, "Give the call. You're the one in charge." And just grins.
Oh, you would do that to me, Batra. Alright. Well, no time like the present. He will look to Lily and Viola, and we will get you two to the keep while the others infiltrate the city. That way you guys can set up your station.
So remember what you promised me.
Never lied to you before. And he looks back at the soldiers, raises his hand in the air, and with a flash of white light, he summons his bow and drops it, signaling charge.
As he does that, Batra lets out a loud roar. All the legions do the same. And your forces rush Alinar. With that, we back to Aeson, who finds he has a visitor. That visitor just kind of looks at him, and he says, "Keep your word, and I'll do what I can to aid you in any way possible." As Bors Alinar III, Lord of the City, just nods, walk away. Aeson, you hear and see in the distance the roar of hundreds of Leonin, and you see a bright flash of white light, signaling that not only has Fenris arrived, but he's brought backup. Then you hear in the opposite direction a war horn, signaling Rybrand's forces as well. Are you ready to take back your city?
I suppose I am. Aeson turns to his lieutenants that remain, that weren't locked away. And he tells them to send out the troops. It's time to take back the city.
Of your meme, Brenna.
It's a great
now, speaking of you, we know how Amiria is there. Is Bride. Okay, she's coming with Rye. Got it. Bum, bum, bum.
Who'd we lose?
Oh, we lost the Jeb.
One
He's
clarification, how is Formy's character getting there?
Sorry, I accidentally clicked what was out of it.
Cody's character lives there.
Formy, not Cody.
All right.
You're muted, Dormy.
Thank you. He is a paladin, and somebody has a paladin troop.
gonna say, Tormy, we are actually before. Okay. Oh, that's because Austin was in the kitchen. Anyway, Tormy,
Yes.
before we kick off the actual fight, we're gonna go to you. How would you like your character to be introduced in Alinar? How is he there? What is he doing? How does he become part of the fight?
There was a scout sent here a few months ago, and he's a dear old friend. And I haven't heard I haven't gotten a single sending or a single letter or anything telling me that he's okay. But he's been a deep spy before. He's gone months, even years without sending message. But I've had a break in what I've been doing. So I'm gonna go check on my friend. That the spy that the king sent here to help get a group ingrained. The NPC that Jeb had put up for for his campaign for our characters and that.
Xavier?
Yep. Xavier, dear old friend.
All right.
I'm checking on him. And, well, last I heard, this place was not well known for being a place of happiness, revelry, and generally the good things of life. It was known for hardships, murder, a few other things. Let's come here and change it. He's riding in on a goat, large enough for him to actually ride. And he's hearing these horns coming in from the sides. And from behind him. Maybe he came at just the right time. Maybe fate brought him here. Who knows?
One moment, everyone. All right. So, with that, I just lost my train of thought. I am sorry, everyone. Give me a moment. It. eh,
Technical difficulties with the DM being a DM.
Yep.
Train of thought just.
The DM's hamster just flew off the wheel there for a second.
It's happened to all of us before.
Anyways, okay, now I remember where I'm at. Sorry about that, everyone. Once the horns are heard, city floods with troops from the Duke himself. There's random soldiers in the streets, captains yelling, "We will not let this city fall," to a bunch of ingrates and traitors. As all the forces converge, the fighting starts. Keep in mind, none of what I'm about to describe is going to be considered actual combat, so you will not need to roll for initiative. However, I'm going to give each of you a couple minutes to tell me what your character is doing in this situation. We're going to go ahead and start off with Relic. As you approach the city, as you get involved in all fighting, what's Relic doing? How is he contributing to the cause?
Relic has used his leader of the flock sensor and has coded all of the forces from Stormborn and from Lionborn. It is Lionborn, right?
Uh, for Patra's troops, the Lion
Yes.
born. There's an S.
Lions.
Lion. Yeah.
Okay. He's coded all of them with smoke coming from the burning incense inside of the sensor. And has used the ability to cast Shield of Faith on himself and protection. Hold on. Sorry, Shield of Faith and Warding Bond on himself, which also allows every person, creature, whatever, that was doused by the smoke to also gain the benefits of any buff spell that Relic casts on himself. So not only does Relic have a +3 to his AC, each and every person from the Stormborn and Lionsborn parties get a +3 to their AC. 2 from the Shield of Faith, 1 from the Warding Bond. They also get a +1 to their saving throws, and they have resistance to all damage from the Warding Bond. Also, each time they take damage. Oh, never mind. That doesn't apply.
That's us as well, correct?
Yes.
+3 AC and
Correct.
+1 to all saving throws.
Correct.
Julio. What about Rybrand?
Rybran and Bry are both leading the Knights Eternal into the battle. Rybran pulls out both of his great swords. One of them lights on fire as he begins swinging both a great sword in each hand and taking down his enemies 2 at a time.
Awesome. Anything else?
Bry is riding her best friend Magnus, as always.
All right.
Yes.
Well, in that
One-
instance,
One other,
go ahead.
One other thing. Oh nope, I'm gonna save that. So
Okay. With that being said, we're on to Mr. Fenris. What is Fenris and/or Thraxis doing?
Okay, so we are actually going to start with Fenris. After making sure that Lily and Viola get to the keep, which is where he directly took them to, carrying Lily and Viola riding Rise, getting them both there pretty quickly. He is going to start off using the effects of his canteen. He is going to take a drink from it, and after leaving Lily and them at the keep, he is going to send Rise off to play for a bit. And he is going to take to the skies above Alinar, scoping out the enemy forces and the ally forces. And while doing so, he is going to release the 10 arrows that he purchased off of Alar, doing magical effects to enemy forces in various spheres and locations to limit the amount of unnecessary casualties in this conflict.
Would you mind describing what these arrows do?
Absolutely. So, 10 arrows, 2 of which, when impact, if they are successful, because shoddy spellcasting in Altessi, thanks to the Mages Guild, 2 of
I
them,
did that specifically for you, Jeb.
2 of them cast
I was
sleep.
distracted and didn't catch what that was in reference to.
So these arrows that have bells embedded in them have a 50-50 chance of going off, and the way I played it was it's because your Mages Guild in Altessi kind of sucks.
So, 2 of the arrows, if they go off,
Considering
cast.
Tessie is my area. I'm okay with that because I'm flexible.
2 of the arrows, when they go off, cast sleep. 2 of them cast silence. 2 of them cast blindness and deafness. 2 of them cast darkness. And the last 2 cast entangle. So,
Roll your D-hundos for them.
righty. Did we say high go off, low do not?
So 50 below, they don't go off. 51 and above, the effects take hold.
Okay, so the first arrow is a 91. The second one.
So which arrow is that one?
So we are going to go with the first one's going to be entangle. And he is focusing these shots into locations of thicker forces that he knows are enemy forces, and he is discerning this because the drink that he took from his canteen gives him a +10 to his perception. So his he becomes very, very perceptive after a bidding from the Watchman's canteen. So yeah.
Okay. So the first arrow,
First one's
what
entangle.
spell did you say it was?
Entangle.
So this arrow lands in the middle of the crowd. And every enemy combatant within, let's say, a 15-foot radius is suddenly wrapped in vines and dragged to the ground, unable to move. Arrow 2.
Arrow 2. That is an 89. That one is let's see. I've got 5 different types of arrows. I've already used one, so you know what? I'm going to do something a little fun. Let's randomize this. That one's going to be blindness / or deafness. We're going to, if I have to choose one, it's going to be blindness.
Okay, and you said that was an 89.
Yes.
This arrow lands. And enemy combatants in the same 25-foot radius again just drop their weapons as they're no longer able to see. They all just stop moving, stop fighting. And you hear all of them throw their hands up as they're saying, "We surrender." Arrow 3.
Arrow 3 is going to be the last of the entangle. I'm rolling these at random, by the way. The last of the entangle arrow is 81. Just to make sure I'm reading these right, it is the percentile then the D10, or is it the D10 then the percentile?
Percentile then D10.
Okay, yeah, so it's 81.
I've always played it as you take the D10 number and then you add the percentile number.
Oh. Okay.
Have I been doing it wrong this whole time? Because that is always a possibility.
The percentile would give you the first number, and then the D10 would give you the second number.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's how I've been doing it. I just got the names of the die mixed up in my head, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, it is 81.
81. And which spell is this arrow?
This is the last of the entangle arrows, because I'm rolling these at random with a D10.
Fair enough. So again, it lands in the 25-foot radius group, down and pulled to the ground in a bunch of eyes.
Okay. Arrow 4. This one I'm very excited for is darkness.
It goes off.
Darkness doesn't go off. It was an 18.
Oof. All right, so
Warren will allow it.
Varwar will
Shadows.
allow it, but the gods have been forbidden from interfering in this. So unfortunately,
Damn you!
the arrow does happen to hit a mark though. So, as Fenris is the one firing them, roll some damage.
I got a question. You just want standard damage off this, or am I gonna have to pull out the d6s?
Not damage.
Okay. Yeah, that's still gonna be nasty. I don't think anybody is walking away from this. This is fired from bow, so I need to go back to actions. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, that's 46 points of damage.
How much?
46.
Said soul goes down. They're gone.
Fifth arrow, right?
Yeah.
All right, this one is silence. Fifth arrow is silence. That is a 79. And to add a little bit of flavor to the silence ones because of what they affect, he will be picking out targets that are noticeably casting spells.
Okay, so this arrow is what now?
Silence.
Oh, silence. Gotcha.
So for the two silence arrows, he will look for targets, groups of people that the Duke obviously has casting spells, because obviously every army's got to have some sort of spellcasters. And if they don't, more power to them.
Okay, and what did you roll?
79.
Okay, so it goes off. They're all deafened. They kind of continue to keep playing, or keep fighting, not playing. Shit. To keep fighting, but now they're not fighting with as much gusto. Next arrow, please.
Next arrow. That would be... That is the other of the silence arrows. So this will be the second one. And that one does not go off. That is 27. Did that come through?
I did not catch that. Say it again.
Okay, silence arrow, 27. It doesn't go off.
Roll straight damage then, because it does hit someone.
$40.
That guard goes down. You've got 2 arrows left.
3.
Yeah, 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 7 plus 3 is 10. Not 9. Never mind.
So this one is the second darkness arrow. And that is... That doesn't go off. That is a 5.
Oof.
Darkness didn't like it
Okay,
today.
straight damage.
Okay, 30 or yeah, 38.
That guard goes down. Next arrow.
So I've got one more blindness and deafness arrow, and I've got one more. Write them all down. Jiminy Christmas. What the? No, stop, wait, hold, stop. It should. Okay, there they are. There's the list that I was. Okay, this one is the last of the sleep. Oh no. Okay, so yeah, 3 more. So this is nope. This is the last of the blindness and deafness arrows.
Okay.
And it will go off. That is a 75.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, that arrow went off, and they are now blind and deafened again.
Okay, the last two. Um, the last two are both sleep. One, two. One does not go off. It is a 44. The second
Oof.
one, the second one does go off at an 85.
And that effect is
Both of them were sleep.
the
So
second one lands,
yeah,
goes
85.
off, and a 25-foot radius group of soldiers just to the ground.
Awesome. And if you want straight damage for the arrow that
I
didn't go
would,
off,
yes, please.
that is that is 44 points of damage.
That guard is
And
gone.
that is the end of his special arrows.
All right, moving on to Thraxus.
Thraxus is sticking with Batra. He is doing what this 6'5" full plate wearing Dragonborn with a massive shield that is currently floating around, carrying
Out after floating.
floating at his side without having to be held, two-handing a massive ornate glaive, and is just mowing down troops as his shield is deflecting blows that are targeting Batra. Because Thraxus has the shield, what's that? Animated shield.
All right, with that, we are going to go ahead and jump to Batra. That way I can go ahead and get him out of the way. This just 6'5" leaning in full plate armor, wielding a massive equa, just mowing down people left and right. Any who get in his way, essentially, aren't really around to tell the story afterwards. From there, we're gonna go ahead and go with Tormy. What are you up to? What's your character doing at the moment in the middle of the fight?
Seeing the troops pouring out of the city or inside the city wall, Palatine is going to open his bag of holding, give a sharp whistle, and a shield guardian is going to rise out of the bag, riding a broom of flying, and take position next to me. And he's then going to clutch his holy symbol, make a quick prayer, and use his only level 9 spell slot to cast Spirit Shroud on himself. And then do something very similar to what Batra is doing, and just start mowing a line into the city to see if he can find his friend.
You're in my way. Move.
Spirit Shroud, Tormy's new signature spell.
Fuck
All I
yeah!
can think of is Andre the Giant.
Move. The Princess Bride. Everybody move.
Best movie ever.
Agreed.
He is swinging
100%.
around. He's swinging around a crystal rapier, and just the shield guardian is just keeping pace and not really doing anything other than occasionally getting in the way of something that would attack him. He has his own flying bodyguard.
Nice. All right, Hugh, you're up.
Hugh would be with Fenris and Thraxis.
Fenris is actually 90 feet in the air above, 90 feet in the air above Alinar.
Okay, maybe not.
Hugh, did you grow wings?
Hugh
Thraxis is
would
still
be at the kind of near the back with the archers. And I'm going to reach into my gray bag of tricks and pull out, let's see, a giant elk, a dire wolf, and a panther.
Did you just pull animals out of a bag of holding?
Oh, it was
No.
the bag of tricks.
Even
Gray bag of
worse.
tricks.
Yep.
They're designed to do that.
Yep.
And technically, I
I
pulled an orb out and tossed it on the ground, and it became that animal.
Gotcha.
I technically forgot Fenris has a gray bag as well.
Oh boy.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that we both got those around the same time.
Mm-hmm. The fuckery.
All right. Now, Ariel, are you riding your giant mammoth?
I can't. That's the Grand Duchess, and she didn't come with us. So, at this point in time, Ariel is in fairy form, and she is flying up in the air, and she's just casting frostbite at anyone that gets too close and giving them a bit of a chill. So basically, it's just like cold, 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 cold.
Okay. Yeah, that is a very inconvenient thing. But okay. All right. So it's winter? Yes. Yes, I could. So could Legend of Vox Machina. Anyway, moving on. Asan, what are you doing?
Ace on
Take your city
Smash.
back.
Ace on Smash.
Gotcha.
It's what he did best.
Are you big and green too?
Maybe by the end.
All right.
My
I
joke didn't go
believe
through.
that just leaves us with 2 more characters, Bry and Amira. How are y'all helping the city?
Well, Bry's just riding through, just shooting arrows on Magnus. And hang on, let me check what. I don't remember exactly what equipment Miss Amira has. It's been a while. She's just swinging her long swords, just fucking some people up.
All right. So y'all are in the city, moving your way through. These guards aren't really much of a match for you. Because, I mean, they're literally just guards, and all are well-seasoned adventurers and fighters.
They're basically having an oh fuck day.
Oh, wait! I did forget someone. Nix, you're up. Give him a minute. He has to get up and come over to me because my mic won't pick up at his normal talking volume. Sorry, everyone. Yes.
Nix is currently having himself one hell of a heyday. He's just swinging both of his axes, one a great axe +1 and one a special enchanted heavy great axe. So that axe hits some extra boof. And he's just got himself a grin ear to ear fucking. He's enjoying himself with this fucking fight. He hasn't felt combat in years, so to finally let loose one final time.
Okay. Give me just a moment, guys, and we'll continue.
God, this
There's one
steak
more
is so
spell
good.
to add on.
All right, so you all make your way through the city, easily dispatching these guards as the other soldiers and forces on your team side, whatever you want to call it, are easily controlling the crowds and whatnot of these soldiers. You all get to the royal palace. As promised, you see the gates and the doors have been left open. You all head in?
I am before I step through. That's a bastard ability. That. I am going to cast greater invisibility on myself and stealth in with the rest of the group if they decide to go in.
Patra just kind of looks back to the group, nods, says, "Shall we, friends? Let's end this."
Praxis is
Rybrand
going
moves
to
to the front of the group, looks over at Aeson, nods, and says, "This is for you, my friend."
Praxis steps up next to Rybrand at the looks to both of them bows his head slightly to Rybran. If you don't mind. Kind of my thing to be at the front line. I'll make sure you're safe. And, he taps his glaive against the shield still floating next.
Rybran nods to Thraxis. Not knowing Thraxis personally, just nods.
Amira and Bride just kind of group together as they are fighting their way through and stand behind the front line.
Relic moves up to the other side of Rybran, his shield and Fane Eater ready. Well, this is what we all came for, isn't it? No sense in delaying it. I got a forge back home that's lit. Let's go.
Batra just kind of chuckles when he says, "Yes, let's." Looks to Praxis. And he says, "Well, love, lead the way."
Ariel's gonna float up and land on Batra's head. Let's go, Glittermane.
Of course she is. Of course she is.
Guys, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Gotcha. I was going to say, actually, Cody, if you'll
Yes.
go ahead and put us on a little bit of a break, everybody take like 5-10 minutes, smoke, bathroom, snack, whatever. We'll see
Smoke your beverages
everybody
if you got
shortly.
them.
And we are back.
All right. Before you all enter this keep, we're gonna switch gears to Lily and Viola. Try as they might, civilians were not able to escape the fighting. You two are now inundated with wounded. As you're rushing around trying to heal those who need to be healed, an explosion happens 3 buildings over.
Oh no.
I'm being told to go fuck myself right now. Sweet. An explosion happens 3 buildings over, and you hear cries and cries. Oh God, and help me! What are you two doing? Lily, we'll go with you first.
So, basically, we're saving spells for the absolute worst of the worst cases. The rest we're using the stores of potion that Asen had at the keep at the order. I hear the explosion. I'm gonna tell Viola to stay with and just keep doing the ointments and potions depending on what the injuries are. And I'm gonna go and check what the explosion is.
That is not safe, lady.
I've got more
Alright.
than just healing spells.
Touche.
All right, as you go to see what this explosion is, you see half a city block in tatters. Stone lying everywhere. Bodies just piled up. As walking through the city is a manticore.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Dramatic tension, that's why.
I'm going to look up at Avalon and say, let Daddy know.
Daddy knows.
As he's walking through the streets, he hasn't noticed you yet. But he's throwing tail spikes left and right, hitting civilians, guardsmen, Stormborn forces, Lionsborn forces.
Well, Lily is going to cast down. Oh, hold on, because I actually have to go back to Lily. Oh, she's going to be in so much trouble. Okay, I'm going to save that. Right. So I can do it at this level. I am going to cast an 8th level moonbeam on it.
Okay. Remind me how Moonbeam works.
Silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder. And I need a Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha. That's a 21.
Okay, so he saves and takes half damage. And that is going to be 8d10s.
Oof.
Twenty, 30, 7, 56. So 56 halved. Mm-hmm.
So 56 halved. Okay.
And it's going to stay on him. And as soon as it takes a turn, it gets hit again with the beam.
Okay. As your Moonbeam hits this Manticore, the one on the roof notices you. And it lunges with its claws. Before it can reach you, though, it's hit by a lightning bolt. You see this happen. You look over, and standing not 30 feet behind you, you see AR with an stretched hand. And he just looks at you and he says, "What, you thought I'd let a pregnant woman face this alone?"
Always good to see you.
He nods at you and says, "Get back inside. Take care of the wounded. I've got this." And he
Gets
looks
back
at the other
inside.
Manticore. As this Manticore lets out a very guttural growl and lunges at him.
And takes more damage. Hold on.
Ah, you're good. It's a con save, right? Because I can't find my d20, so I have to pull out a new one. Yay!
Yep. 20.
Avalon is just giving Lily the look like
That's a 19.
That fails. 10, 20,
So
30,
he takes full
40,
damage.
50, 59, 67
Okay,
points of radiant.
gotcha. As this Manticore lunges at Alar, who is preparing. Stop. Who is preparing to throw another lightning bolt at it. It just disintegrates from the amount of damage it took. And Alar just starts laughing as more manticores decide to start moving in towards the keep.
So Lily's
And
just going to nod at Alar and head back inside to the injured.
all right.
And she's gonna
Alar
pop.
then
Wait, she's gonna pop her head out and say, "Don't tell Fenris."
got it.
Avalon is looking at Lily, still sitting on her shoulder.
Don't tell him.
I
Tilts
was
her
gonna
head a
say,
bit.
you just casted Moonbeam. You really think he doesn't know that was you?
She tilts her head and it has that look like,
trouble.
yeah. But also because Avalon and Fenris are connected, he knows that Alar also showed up, so he's not too concerned about rushing out at the moment.
As I said, once the 20 or so Manticores decide to move in on the keep, Lily, as you're heading inside, you just hear a small chuckle and then Alar say, "Oh, good. It's been a while since I've gotten to have some fun." And as soon as you go inside, the door you entered literally becomes a solid wall. And you can hear the explosions and the spells being fired off in rapid succession on the other side. With that, we go to the keep. Fenris, you
Yeah.
will need to give me a stealth roll, please.
All right. Stealth for Fenris is a. That's a 57.
Oh yeah, he's hidden.
Because it's greater invisibility that he cast, he is going to walk up behind Relic, tap Relic on the shoulder, and whisper to him, "When we start to get close to any threats that I sense, I've got a little present for you."
You see Relic.
And
You see Relic kind of turn his head over his left shoulder, and you can see his eyes kind of glow a little bit, and you see the grin of this Warforged that is able to use facial expressions. You see the big shit-eating grin stretch across his face.
You hear a small voice in your head. "You're welcome."
and then with that, Fenris is actually, while invisible, going to dart ahead of the group and check the. Basically, he's going to search for. Um, he's going to search for the. Let me see if this actually works for what I want to do, because if it does work for what I want to do, it's going to be. Okay. Perfect. Fenris is actually not going to dart ahead. He's going to, still invisible, walk up to Aeson, and tap him on the shoulder. "What's your father's name again?"
Aeson, that's a question for you. What's your daddy's name?
Who's your daddy?
I don't actually know how to pronounce it, if I'm being honest.
Type it into chat.
Aeson? Okay.
It went in the memes channel because that's where I was.
Okay. Either way, he's
Findery.
asking you what your dad's name. Oh, that's the one.
There.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say either Findir or Findire.
Findere.
perfect.
Findire.
And
He's a dire Finn.
as he gets the name, Fenris is going to expedite their travels within the keep. He is going to focus on the name and use locate creature.
Okay.
Which the spell can locate a specific creature known to you, or the nearest creature of a specific kind, such as a human or a unicorn. So long,
And thanks for all the fish.
So you're looking for the Duke. Findire.
Yep.
Findire.
Yep.
Whatever the hell his name is. You can tell that he is literally behind the set of double doors 80 feet in front of you.
80 feet in front of us. Knowing his location, going to give that to everybody. And it's weird because you all don't know where Fenris is, but you just hear his voice. And that is so then he is going to drop the concentration on locate creature. And you all ready for this?
Bring it.
Patra just kind of looks in the general direction he last saw you and heard Aeson speak. Just goes, "We haven't been together in battle for years. If we don't make it out of this, it was an honor. And let's do
Same to you."
this."
And he clasps Relic on the shoulder, using his second slot of concentration because he dropped the one on locate creature. He casts haste on Relic, which in turn casts haste on everybody that Relic blessed with his item at the beginning of battle. So every member of the Stormborn and Lionborn party is now blessed with haste.
Remind me what haste does?
Haste is choose a willing creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled. It gains a +2 bonus to AC and has advantage on a dexterity saving throw, any dexterity saving throws. And it gains an additional action on each turn. That action can be used only to take the attack action, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action.
So, all of the Stormborn and Lionsborn parties now have a total of +5 to AC. Their speed is doubled. They get +1 to all saves, have advantage on dex saves, and can take the additional action to do the actions that Fenris said.
Okay. Are you all ready?
Yeah.
I is.
Rybrand steps forth and leads the way.
And
So you're
is
all
dressed
at the double doors. Who's opening them?
I'm gonna check him for traps
Byron
first.
was in front, so he would be the one opening them.
Even with your passives, all of you can tell there are no traps on these doors.
Rybrand throws the doors open.
I have a
As
quick
you
question
throw
about
the
haste.
doors, what's
What
up?
about it?
So I have a extra attack feat that says whenever I take the attack action on my turn, I get an extra attack. So would his haste give me 2 attacks? Just
No,
one?
the haste just gives you a +1. So if you normally, with your attack feat, that feature, okay? So if you normally have 1 attack as a rogue, that feature gives you 2 attacks. The haste blessing would give you 3 attacks.
No, you're wrong. Haste gives you an additional attack action, not an additional attack. Meaning the number of attacks that you have doubles.
All right, good. I thought that. That's why I wanted to verify.
That's
why
gonna
putting
be. I'm gonna
haste.
leave that up to Tyler.
Because
That's
my
why
feat actually says you can attack twice whenever you take the attack action on your turn. And he said it gave you an extra attack action.
that's why
So
giving,
it gave you an extra attack action, and you get 2 per action, correct?
Yes.
Then yes, that would double your attacks.
Thank you.
Does that count for spells?
No, only weapon attacks.
no,
Okay.
only weapon attacks. That's why I said it was gonna get nasty.
As Rybrand throws open the doors, you are met by an amethyst great curled around a throne. And on said throne sits an elf whose eyes immediately lock on to Aeson, whose camera is frozen, by the way.
Oh, so Jinji's not constantly in a state of shock?
I mean, he is, but Cody isn't in a constant state of his head being turned aside. Cody!
Did he
Oh,
freeze
okay,
out?
so he's working on it. I assume he can hear me. So, like I said, you're greeted
You
by
were
an
muted,
amethyst.
dumbass.
I know that. Intentionally.
No, I'm not.
Talking to me.
I was
Oh,
talking to Cody. You
anyway,
didn't have to be doing all that yelling.
I like you.
as
Stop
I
yelling.
said, you're greeted by an amethyst great curled around the throne, upon which sits
I hate this fucking setup so much.
an elderly looking half elf, or full elf, I should say. And his eyes immediately lock onto Aeson. So my errant son has returned to claim my throne.
More just to kick you off of it.
You always were an ungrateful child.
Maybe if you were grateful for what you have, you wouldn't be wanting more and more every day.
He then looks to the rest of the party, noticing not only the Duke of Araxos, but the Duke and Duchess of Stormborn. He
Lily's
says,
not there,
"Oh,
and Fenris is invisible. Can he still see him?
Nix can.
okay, so I'm going to con that statement a bit." He notices the Duke and, consort, whatever you call it, of Araxos, and he says, "Oh, you joined this fool's errand as well, I see." And he looks to the rest of the party and he says, "Tell me, what would I have to pay you to just walk out the doors and leave this impudent bastard of a child for
You
me to
really
deal
think
with
that
on
we
my
need
own?
money?
Need it, want it, it's all the same."
I'd love to put an arrow in his throat right now.
Yeah, me
I
too.
was gonna say, Nix actually steps up. There's no money in the world that could buy off what we have. You're going down, one way or another. Your wrongs are going to be righted, and the rightful heir will be put to the throne. Your money is worthless to us.
He
Right,
just kind of laughs. He just kind of laughs and he says, "The rightful heir. So I suppose his brother Darian then."
You know as well as I do he doesn't want that. He never wanted any of this.
And yet
Looks
that is
around
his
at the
right.
carnage. Well, not this, no.
And yet that is his right, one which will be given to him by force if necessary. Now, before we continue, Fenris, you said you wanted to try and put an arrow through his throat. I want to see
Yeah.
if you pull it off.
You want to see if I pull it off?
I want to see if you can pull it off. Because if you can get past his AC and pull it off, I'll give it to you, and this one shot will end literally right now, and I'll have to come up with an ending right off the fucking cuff. But Hugh, for you, it would probably take either a 19 or a 20 for Fenris. Anything lower than an 18 on the die would not get it for you.
Hold on. Ariel's going to cast Fairy Fire.
I don't need that, but okay.
Improve Divine
Fairy
Smite
Fire,
on an arrow.
really,
He's invisible. He gets advantage.
Give him
anyway.
advantage.
Divine
I'm
Smite on the
invisible.
arrow.
it's advantage
Do it.
because he's invisible. He doesn't need Fairy Fire for advantage.
Divine
Okay.
Smite on the arrow.
But how would Ariel be able to cast Fairy Fire on Fenris because Fenris is invisible?
It's not on Fenris. It's on the Great Worm and the Duke.
Oh, okay, never mind.
By the way, I should mention, Fenris, the Great Worm knows exactly where you are.
I know the Great Worm does, but the elf doesn't.
No, that's correct. I just wasn't sure if you were aware that the Great Worm had true sight.
Oh yeah, I know the Great Worm has true sight. I mean, Fenris has obviously been around enough Great Worms to realize that they have true sight.
I was going to say, he's been around Charles enough.
And
Yeah.
the 3 at home.
Oh, yeah, there's that too.
So anything below an 18 on the die isn't going to do it. Okay.
Correct.
All right, let's do this,
And
brother.
if you should get a picture posted. Not that I don't trust you, but I need to see it for my damn self. All right.
All right, let me take this picture of this nat 20.
Say that again.
I said, let me take this picture of this nat 20.
Hey,
face palmed.
Ty. Are you serious?
Hold on.
Come on.
Let me turn on my camera. Cause yeah.
I rolled a 15 and a 20. Side by side, right there for you.
So I
Hey, Tyler.
I can't see it.
Gotta get closer.
I
18
Yeah, no,
and
I-
a 17. And here's a funny thing. Because I'm invisible, and it's a it hits and he doesn't know where I'm at, it's technically a surprise. And that's an auto crit because I'm an assassin.
You really shouldn't have let him try. You really shouldn't have. You did.
Not that they can hear it, but the stream can hear it.
Right.
And the brothers do it again.
Oh, jeez. Nat 20!
Here's something because I really want to see what happens.
And that is how you derail a campaign, everyone.
Hang on. I need a phone. Oh god. Okay. For my own general amusement here.
So does a 41 hit?
So, with the 18 and the, I'm not, where's my,
That was a nice final
that's a
hurrah,
56
guys.
in total.
I have mine open.
Damn.
I guess I need to clean my throne now.
For everybody watching, yes, these characters.
So they can hear the natural reaction of you.
hang on, Jeb. No one can hear you over all of this.
Whoa.
He's angry.
All of these characters are level 20, and most of them have extra stuff.
Super weapons per se.
I'm well aware.
For the people at home, not for us.
So,
For the people at home, I'm the kind of dungeon master. I let things like this happen because I know my players enjoy my reactions. But don't you worry. The ending is still yet to come. As
Okay.
you both loose your arrows simultaneously, Thindere is looking at Aeson, and as he's about to speak, both of these arrows pierce his throat. And at his age, he's stutters, and then gurgles as blood seeps from his mouth, and he slumps over dead. When this happens, the amethyst great worm that is curled round the throne immediately lets out a tremendous roar, stunning all of you.
Relic, before he gets stunned, Relic roars right back at him.
Long enough, stuns you all long enough for the great worm to bust out the ceiling as it takes off. And it not only takes out the ceiling, it takes out the back wall. And as you are all rushing after this dragon, you see it land on a rooftop. And you see a lone figure in front of it. This figure is dressed in pitch black plate mail. You can see a flag emblazoned with a crest next to it. And he looks at you. He locks eyes with each of you. Fenris, your invisibility is worn off at this point. And he locks eyes with each of you. He shakes his head in a slight, I've invested this time motion. You see him mount the dragon. And it takes off into the distance.
Fuck Sky Combat.
I've thrown you before.
Yeah, that's why I say fuck Sky Combat.
How fast is he
Right.
flying?
Rybran, you instantly recognize who this is. As you watch the Raven King mount this dragon and fly off into the distance,
Shut the rock.
escape all of you.
Throw the rock.
It's too late.
What are you all doing?
How fast is he flying and how far is he from us?
Are you wanting to take a shot? Because if you want to take a shot, by all means, try.
Your character is Aesop, right?
I mean, I can shoot
Uh,
accurately at 600 feet, so why would I not keep shooting if it's trying to take off?
Go
and
ahead.
just for those curious at home, the crit on that shot that paired with Hughes, that was 249 damage from Fenris.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
As the Raven King.
That's because I smoked his ass with an arrow of slaying.
Jesus! That's one way to kill
And
a
my
dude.
bow
God.
Doubles that.
As the figure gets on the back of this dragon and starts to take off, Nyx looks at Aeson. Throw me.
No, not again.
Seriously?
Not again. Not again.
Go ahead.
We have to get him
Throw
off
it.
the dragon.
How
Throw me.
far is he? Could I even do it?
You've
What's
got
your
the
strength?
strength of it.
29.
I'll even assist if I can with the running jump.
Okay. You want to
Like,
do
pretty
the
much
Nyx pull? Sure. Go ahead. Try it.
Nyx.
Is it
The fact that
possible?
it has its own name scares me.
Is it possible?
Oh, no. So, let me
Let's not
explain something real quick. Dutchy and I go to another server or belong to another server. One way or the other, we were in a game. I was Batra. She was Lily. Batra is bigger than Lily.
Mm-hmm.
We were on a mission where we had to get over something to get to the enemies. Batra looked at Lily and said, I'll toss ya. And thus, the Lilliput was born.
It was basically we were in a
Remember
very
that?
thin hallway, and everybody crowded in front of Lily, who's pretty small, and she's like, "Guys, I'm gonna hit, and I'm gonna blow shit up, but I gotta get to it." So Batra said, "Okay," and basically
My
catapulted
attack
me
today.
over the entire group
I
of
mean,
people that were in
do you
front of
have
me.
do you have a way to get the Raven King down?
Right.
No,
Best
but that
part
would derail
was-
the second campaign.
Lilliput.
Lee, the dungeon master of said game, was like, okay, I'll let you do it. You gotta hit like a 18 strength roll or whatever it was. I got a nat 20. I
I'm
just
not throwing you.
catapulted her over everything. It was
The
a
Dex.
fantastic.
I think it was Dex, right, for me to
In
land.
game, you can say no.
Yes.
You're too old. You're not
Yep.
gonna survive.
No,
the
you
fall.
old fuck.
Yeah, you're too old. You won't survive the
It
fall.
was fantastic. That was a
Alright.
great move.
So, are you guys
Trying the
trying the
catapult
catapult method?
It's also not the first time in our games that
We discussed it, so
Yes.
he threw him
He put
like that.
Aeson puts a hand
This is
on
from
Nix's
before-
shoulder. Not this time, you old shitbag. Not this time.
but he's getting away.
We'll get him later.
Rybran and Aeson both have yeeted Nyx multiple times.
As well as the one time they did it together.
I'll lay on my back. Both of you grab a leg and just yeet.
No.
Throw me like a fucking throwing axe.
No.
I'll then hold out both my axes and just yeet.
Hey, do it. Let's see what happens.
No.
If we nat
Mel is
20,
regretting every bit
we'll
of giving
succeed.
Nick's life. Mel's watching, going, "Why?"
And our camera froze again.
All right.
No.
So, Fenris, Hugh, are you
so-
taking shots?
I am,
I have fixed the
and I'm
camera.
going to pull back on the bow and attempt to hit this motherfucker.
And now Fenris is in trouble.
And as he does, he whispers something to the bow, and I'm going to expend 3 charges on my bow using one of the aspects of Guardian's Trinity. And if I hit this motherfucker, he teleports to the nearest unoccupied space to me.
Oh shit.
Oh,
This
Fenris
could be
is in
very
so much
bad.
trouble.
This could be very bad.
And here's the
Okay.
thing. Here's the thing. I'm targeting the Raven King, not the dragon. So if I hit this motherfucker, I'm in the air and he's falling. Unless he can fly.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's see what happens.
Fenris is going to kill
Brother,
all of us
oh my
right
God,
here.
Fenris. This is exactly why Fenris and Hugh did so well together. Because I was thinking the same fucking thing. Don't go for the dragon, go for the fucking Raven King.
Okay. I don't know if this with my modifier, that's a 57.
The fuck is your modifier?
Plus 38. I moved
Jesus!
a bunch. which is why Jeb gave me a plus 50. Or I had to beat a 50 to hit that fucking target in what's his name shop.
And that was before he had a plus 38 modifier. I believe at the time it was a plus 27 or 28.
And I got a 38 on my attack.
Well, okay then. Sir Hugh, your arrow misses. Fenris, your arrow hits him. What did you say was the effect?
Okay, so I'll read it off to you. You may expend charges to enhance your attacks. Expending 3 charges. If you choose to enhance a ranged attack, on a hit, the target takes the attack's normal effects, and then I can choose whether it's teleported to the nearest unoccupied space around me, or I am teleported to the nearest unoccupied space around it. On a miss, I still may teleport to wherever the projectile lands. I'm choosing to drop this motherfucker right into the middle of the party.
Bye, everyone.
From 60 feet above the party.
And that's not even as far as he could have gone.
It hits, and he is instantly in front of you. But instead of falling, he's literally floating right in front of your face. The next thing you know,
Good.
you're plummeting towards the party. As you see him reach out and rip one of your wings off, injuring you severely. He then just looks at the party and laughs before the next thing everyone else sees
Oh no.
is he's back on the dragon and they're flying away.
What the fuck?
Can I roll to catch Fenris before he hits the ground?
Can I move to make Lily roll a perception check?
Why would Lily need to make a perception check?
Because if she sees Fenris up in the sky and all of a sudden now she's seeing him falling,
I think
Would
she'd be
Lily
too far
be
away.
looking at? Would Lily be looking at the sky though, Dutchie? Or would
No,
she be
she's gonna-
focusing on those she's trying to heal?
She's healing. However, she is going to see the missing wing, and Fenris is going to be facing a very angry wife.
Don't grow on trees, Fenris.
Huh?
Those don't grow on trees.
And regeneration takes a
All right.
lot.
So, Fenris. Aeson wants to roll catch you. So, Aeson, give me a strength check.
I'm actually going to... Okay.
Before you tell me what that strength check is, are you planning to do this?
I'm gonna wait till I hit 30 feet before I hit the ground, and I'm gonna teleport to the fucking ground.
Oh yeah, you have Misty Step, you.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, Aeson, what was the strength check?
I'm still doing math. I've been up a long time. What is 18
Fair.
plus 9?
27.
There you go,
So
that.
27. I mean, either way, Fenris makes it to the ground safely. So we're just gonna go with the Misty Step thing.
Fair.
And then
And
you're
Ace
hugging
goes to
him.
try and catch him. As soon as Fenris hits 30 feet above the party, he's literally right next to Batra, Hugh, and Thrax. Batra's like gonna run up, and as a paladin, as Fenris's paladin, I should say, he is going to immediately. Yeah, he's immediately going to do a 5th level Cure Wounds to at least stop the bleeding. He's going to look at Fenris and he's going to say, "Are you all right?"
Hey, Tyler. Quick question
Yes.
for you.
Okay.
Would you consider Fenris's wings an object or objects?
I mean,
At this
after
point.
they've been removed from his body, yes.
Okay. Relic moves up. He grabs the wing that fell to the ground, pushes it back onto the spot on Fenris's back where it attached, and he casts Mending.
Yes! Yes! Look at him! Hang on.
You said it was an object. You said it was an object.
And I put that center stage too. You are center stage, DM.
Yeah.
Everybody watching.
Everybody watching, I put you center stage.
This is what happens when DMs play in games with other DMs.
This is what happens when I forget that I'm playing with a fucking pedant in my game.
Fenris looks to Batra to answer his question. I've been a lot worse. And then after the wing is reattached, he kind of and flexes it back, stretching him out. Actually, I feel pretty damn good. No, I will say this. That motherfucker. No. Nope.
No.
Aeson walks up to him. You fool! I'm telling your wife.
So Fenris, real quick, I need you to roll me a D100.
A D100? Just making sure I heard you right.
Somebody better be telling Lily.
Yeah, no, Aeson's gonna tell you. Don't worry about it.
Nyx is currently poking at the body. Well, that was rather easy. I was expecting a fight. Damn you.
He's old!
So is Nyx!
Older than Nyx!
Fucking nursing home smackdown!
Okay.
Watch Grandpa beat the shit out of other Grandpa.
If my phone... Yeah, 57.
Alright, now roll me a D12.
As your madness takes effect.
I was hoping you were pulling that table up just to fuck with him.
That is a 5.
Alright.
So, Chris, your character is convinced that powerful enemies are hunting them and that their agents are everywhere. This extreme paranoia causes the character to have disadvantage on all wisdom and charisma rolls.
What?
As much as I want to
For how
go
long?
with that. That's It's not this game.
There
There are no sanity saves here. No. Okay, so Fenris,
Yeah.
the wing that Relic reattached. You feel fine, but as you try to take to the air once more, you can tell you'll never fly again.
No.
That wing is permanently crippled.
Time to bring in the brother.
Nothing save for the original inflictor of the wound can heal that damage.
Okay.
Now, we're going to go back to the keep real quick. Lily and Viola, as you're working to heal all those who have been injured, be they friend or foe, you can hear the constant explosions and I'd go as far as to say cackling outside. Lily or Viola, whoever, if you were to go to the window, you would see Pilar on the street laughing madly as he's throwing lightning bolts and fireballs and disintegration spells against anything that approaches that seems mildly threatening.
Something is severely wrong with this man.
He's fantastic, isn't he?
Honestly, yes.
Pilar!
You were muted. They didn't hear that.
Oh, I thought you said your
No,
preference.
I'm sorry.
I'm glad you all like Alar. Once Alar has finished off the group that's coming towards him, everybody regroups. All the soldiers have heard of Findar's death. Anyone in the streets fighting saw what happened between Fenris and Raven King and the Amethyst Worm as they took off in the sky. At this point, you all come back. You all rejoin.
What about
Leave it to you,
Warren?
my players. I leave it to you, my players, to finish out this story.
Viola immediately rushes to Aeson and wraps her arms around him.
Wait. No, because did he remove the wall? There was no door.
Yes, no, the wall was removed. Yes.
Okay. Lily's going to immediately go and check out Fenris.
He walks.
As you're looking over Fenris, you can see the wound where Relic had reattached the wing, but it hadn't quite healed completely.
So I'm going to attempt a greater restoration on him.
The scar fades. but the effect remains.
Oof.
What happened?
He decided to take a shot at the Raven King.
Relic walks up to Lily. He kind of hangs his head a little bit as she sees some oil tears starting to drip. I'm sorry, Lily. I tried my best.
She's looking at Threnris. You took a shot at the Raven King.
Oh. By the way, I would like to point out that, except for Fenris, everyone took damage of some kind. You can see that they are all scuffed, scratched. Armor on people is dented here and there. But other than that,
Relic is going to cast 9th level mass heal on everyone in the vicinity.
so everybody's healed. But the armor that was dented is still dented. Weapons are chipped. Things like that.
Relic is going to go around, and one by one, he's just going to touch the items, and he's going to cast Mending to fix them.
When Lily asked,
The Stormborn Forge Master.
You were saying, sir?
when Lily says, "You took a shot at the Raven King," to Thinris, Hugh lays his hand on Lily's shoulder. Honestly, sister, we both did.
Are you insane? Are you
Sure,
utterly insane?
No.
Batra's going to look at Fenris, Lily, and Hugh, who seem to know who this Raven King is. He has no idea, as he's been in Araxos this whole time. And he's just going to say, who is this individual? 1 second he was on the dragon. The next, he had ripped Fenris' wing off. And Fenris was plummeting to the ground, and he was gone.
Rybrand steps up, having obviously met him before, being that Rybrand's the king of Altessi and he's the Duke of Haraxos, and explains to Batra who the Raven King is. That he was the paladin of Pathos's very first party some 2,000 or so years ago. He was the one who sacrificed himself to seal Tiamat, and of course, he doesn't have all of the information that his party got from Alar, but that's the gist of all that he knows. And he tells Batra about the attack in Altessi and finding out that it turns out that this paladin has gained powers well beyond what he should, considering he should be dead.
Considering he should be dead. Batra's then going to look at Fenris and Hugh and say, are you both insane?
Jury's
Fact-
out.
What made
No,
you
it
think
was a great plan.
Facts?
It was a great plan.
to do that?
We had the
The-
numbers. We had him here in front of us.
And he's stronger than a demigod.
Well,
And you
we
took a
had-
shot at something stronger than a demigod.
Yes.
Lily is furious. Just as an FYI, Lily is furious.
Nyx actually chimes in at that. Nyx actually looks to Lily. Didn't you assist in taking down a literal god? Mortals can do many things. If we were given the chance, he would have fallen. He had the upper hand. What
Doctor
happens?
immediately turns on the Elder Ganassi and he goes, "Yes, that is possible. But what on earth do you think firing on a retreating enemy who by far is stronger than all of us put together was a good idea?"
It was a great
If he is
idea.
going- If he is going to pose a greater threat in the future, why not try and eliminate him before he can pose it?
Amira chimes
you
in
said,
with-
we have the numbers. We had to take a chance.
Amira chimes in with, "No one said they were smart."
Accurate statement.
Lily is just going to turn to Fenris and say, "You promised," and walk away.
Oh fuck.
Ouch.
You earned that one, buddy.
Someone sleep on the couch tonight. Doo-da, doo-da.
I got some extra beds. You can borrow one.
Longhorn Homestead has a couple guest rooms. We have sweetmeat for dinner.
And all the sweetmeats.
You want to stay at the school with me?
Batra,
Yes.
What are you over there thinking?
I see that look, Tormy.
You're all having this very intense moment. And off in the background, you see a goat riding a goat, just chasing leftover troops.
Now I've seen it all.
Nick's is
Badra's
actually going
ignoring
to run out the door and go chase after the troops with you.
Why is there a goat riding a goat in my town?
Licking his lips.
Why is there a goat riding a goat in my town?
Now there's a goat riding a goat being chased by a rock in your town.
Get back here, you!
Nix would have
Batra looks
Nix would have
really-
wanted to join.
As she walks away,
Moments later,
And
there's a robot
he-
on a stick.
follows her. As he catches up to her, he goes, "Lily Bay, what is this threat that we are facing?"
She's going to look at him and he's going to see the worry. She's going to say, "I don't know who he is. I know he was a paladin of Pathos with Alar years ago. Alar knew him. And I felt his power through the trees. The evil, the toxicity of this entity made me physically ill. Mel was overpowered by this entity. It is something that had Pathos worried."
Wait, I'm
Just
sorry.
looks
What
at her.
now?
Oh yeah, because
Serb wasn't there
Serb?
for the attack on Althessi.
Serb wasn't there for the RP.
Not only the RP, but the actual
The actual
attack.
attack.
on Altessi, yeah.
It's been who wants to fill him in.
The great storyteller. That's Jeff, by the way.
Hugh looks over at Fenris. Brother, why was I not informed of this?
Oh, yep, he's gonna throw Fenris under the bus.
Given the fact that you just returned from mission and were away for a bit, hadn't had the opportunity.
Atra's again going to just look at Lily. He sees the worry in her eyes. And then he's just going to pick her up and hug. And he's going to say to her, years ago at the Order, I gave you my pledge. You'll not be able to be there every time. I will make sure you and Fenris are safe, or I will give my life doing so. And as he's hugging, Lily can feel the sincerity of his words as he puts her back on the ground. And without giving her a chance to respond, he walks over to Fenris, smacks him upside the back of the head, and says, "You should have told us this. We are brothers in arms. Nothing will keep us from helping you. But we need to know the full story."
To the bus.
Seeing
Fenris,
all of this,
Fenris, how do those tire marks on your back feel?
seeing all, seeing all of this, and hearing all of this, Nyx actually walks up to the group. Clearly, as I have said, this was supposed to be my last hurrah. I didn't get the final climactic end as I wanted, but, you know, 'tis his life.
Tis is
But-
life.
But I can't leave this hurrah without bestowing a few things. As he pulls out his heavy axe, he looks to Aeson. You've been more acquainted with this axe than anybody else in this party besides me. It's only befitting
Yeah,
that
considering
you.
it ended up in the back of his, or it ended up lodged in his shoulder.
It's only befitting that I know you're more of a Hammer fan, but every now and then to defend your city. As he hands it to you. He removes his bearskin cloak. Looks to Bry. Little one is going to need a lot of training. Winters are cold. Winters are harsh. Be sure she knows Uncle Nyx.
Hang on, I thought he was giving one of the hammers to her for Celia.
He's also
Wait,
going
wait,
to
wait,
he's
wait,
also going to
wait,
give you
wait,
the +1
wait.
axe.
Is what I think is happening?
Yes.
Yes.
Let it happen.
I
Let it happen, love.
I
As he like I was saying, as he takes off his coat, he takes off his bearskin, winters are cold and all that. Make sure that little one knows that Uncle Nyx is always with her. As he also takes off his second axe and hands it to her as well. She's gonna be a strong fighter, like her mother and father. Let me be the first to help her on that way. And who else was it?
Right.
Right. And he looks to Rybran as he pulls out what appears to anybody that doesn't know to be a golden pitcher. He looks at him and goes, I know you know what this is, and it has served us well many, many a time. I have still yet to drown a man in mayonnaise. Maybe you can figure that out for me. As he hands to you his alchemy jug. As Nyx looks upon the party now, looking from...
puts a hand on Nyx's shoulder real quick. I'm sorry, Gingy. Puts a hand on Nyx's shoulder and gets a little bit of a tear in his eye and says, I'm glad that Mel was able to give you this opportunity.
With a tear in his eye and a smile on his face, Nyx looks to each individual party member. As he closes his eyes, he bows his head and says, it has been not only an honor, but a joy, a pleasure, and dare I say, a treasure in itself, to fight alongside you one last time. I'm giving up my time in the fields. My city needs me, with what little time I have left. Feel free to visit. Rockwood is always open to visitors and travelers. And as long as I'm alive... Hold on. And as long as I'm alive, gives a slight wink towards Aeson, there's always a room.
I will bury this axe in your skull next. I swear to Pathos.
As Nyx finishes speaking, you all seen a somewhat young looking elf.
Oh, hang on, we lost somebody.
Oh wait, who left?
Who did we lose?
Fenris.
Oh no, we lost Fenris.
No, we have to wait. We have to wait for Fenris.
Of course.
There he is.
There he
He's
is.
back.
There he is.
Fenris, are you with us?
Risthen?
If muted, we can't hear you.
Fenris?
Fenris.
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 Fenris?
Should we just keep
Mine.
going?
Fenris?
Mine.
Fenris?
Fenris?
Fenris.
Oh god, please respond.
Fenris?
Fenris.
Fenris?
Fenris.
Fenris?
Anyways,
Fenris?
Fenris.
I'm assuming he can hear, so we're gonna keep
Fenris?
that.
I'm here.
Fenris?
There he is.
My shit fucking flipped out.
Fenris!
Yay! Fenris.
Fenris is back.
Anyway,
Fenris.
as Nyx finishes speaking, you all notice standing off about 10 feet, somewhat young looking elf who you recognize to be one of the many forms Pathos likes to take, and Matt standing there.
Nick simply gives
both
a
look at
nod
me.
of the head.
They both look at Nyx, and Pathos just says, "It's time."
Rybran hears a telepathic kind of prayer message to Pathos. One last fireball for the road.
Oh god. He's gonna kill him.
Pathos looks at him and just nods.
Nick
The
smiles.
next thing that happens, that happens, you all look up and you see in the very center of the sky is a young looking Nyx. Made in an outline of stars. As Pathos approaches him.
No.
Oh my god, this is tougher than I thought it was gonna be! As Pathos approaches him,
No.
puts his hand on his shoulder.
Real fast, I want to say, as Pathos approaches Nyx, Nyx shows no fear whatsoever, as he actually greets Pathos with open arms.
Pathos puts his hand on his shoulder. You have served well. You have earned your place amongst us.
I did not know that.
With that, Pathos, Mel, and Nyx all disappear. With a small fireball display appearing in the sky as Nyx has fought his last battle.
As this happens, Bryce screams, "I'm taking the last one!"
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
Hold on, stop doing that. We could get copyrighted.
You're right, it's Pathos. In the arms of a stranger. Ah!
With that, Aeson. I gotta give him time to run back to the fucking computer. With that, Son, your citizens come out of their homes. You personally are greeted by Lord Boris Alinar III. He looks at you and he says, "You've kept your promise." And as he says this, he takes a knee and says, "How can I serve your grace?"
In the service of our people.
And that, my friends, is the end. Last hurrah. If anyone has anything to add, now would be the time.
You can go fuck yourself.
The accurate statement.
Pretty sure it was Jinzi's plan to retire Nyx. Tyler wasn't even aware that this was happening, so.
Yep.
I was not.
By
That's
all
on Jin.
technicality, yes. because Nyx was actually my very first character to ever make it to level 20. Every other character I have ever made has always died. Nyx was my very first level 20. And the fact that he got to have one final hurrah in his quote-unquote golden years, I felt that he either A, had to be retired as an NPC, or retire as in, fully just gone for good. If he had died in combat, then he would have just been dead. He would have gone to his paradise, yada yada yada. But if he didn't die in combat, he was going to give the gifts anyway and just retire to living a comfortable life in his town. Playing checkers on the weekends, sitting on his front porch with his cup of coffee, old person shit.
So you just gave the gifts and died instead.
Not died, ascended. He didn't technically
No.
die. He was given
Explain.
paradise while still immortal.
No.
Nope.
Let me explain. Pat showed up. Mel was with him.
Yep.
It was Mel who gave him the extended life.
Yep.
Athos, knowing when said life should end, showed up.
Ah, okay.
Nyx has been exported to paradise, to Celestia. Nyx is no longer alive.
Okay.
Hence why I was having a hard time describing it. And I'm getting the
Right.
finger from Brenna.
But here's the thing, Tyler. You had a hard time describing Nyx dying. You had no problem killing Magnus, not once, but twice.
You deserve that.
That's because Magnus is kind of an NPC at this point. Nyx is a character I have actually spent time developing and running, in a sense. So that's why I have issues with Nyx, but not with Magnus.
I have something.
Oh, I did almost forget.
It's okay.
After Pathos, Mel, and Nyx have gone, the group hears a crack of thunder as Cloud
No, not Cloud.
makes
Thunder.
an appearance.
Thunder makes
Yeah.
it
Sorry.
Okay. Cloud is the one that you spent more
Thunder
time with
appears.
more recently. Thunder steps through the hole that was made by the dragon. And looking sorrowful, I hate missing a good battle. And I hate not being able to stand next to you when you need to be out on a field. But with everything that happened, I think I can do two things for you. And he places down a very large barrel. First, tonight we drink. And tomorrow, you take a very short march home. I will shorten the road for you. But tonight we drink. To memory.
Yeah.
He's ascended.
And to seeing old friends.
As Nyx appears in the stars, everyone hears in his voice in their heads, "You should be fucking drinking for me too, motherfuckers. I don't want you to fucking be crying all that shit. No
He
tears."
said to memory.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nyx just scowls down like, I know y'all motherfuckers gonna be crying too. None of that shit. And just so it's stated, Nyx has failed all 3 death saving
Man,
throws.
let me fix that.
Yeah. Just so it's known, Nyx has failed all 3 death saving throws. And he is officially gone.
Right. Now, was everyone wrapping everything up? It's up to you guys. Cloud has come in. He says, hey, we're drinking to everyone's memory until the early morning. At the end of the day, all the soldiers have been cleared out. Who left?
Jin.
No, that was Jeb.
No?
No.
No.
Yeah, it was me.
Who's Gingy?
Oh, okay. Didn't realize Gingy was in the call.
At Ace and say, Billy's going to turn to Ace and say, "Did you at least get them both?"
Could you repeat that?
Lily's going to turn to Ace and say, "Did you guys at least get them both?"
Did we ever run into Auron?
Nope.
No. But that little sleazeball will be hiding around here somewhere.
Unless, of course, Tyler is saving that for something in the future.
Very possible. He could be hunting a certain Ebisu. That's why I say he's around somewhere.
Fans.
Lily's going to look at him and say, "You know your claim is not fully legit until he's gone."
I know. But the people will never follow him.
She's going to nod and go back to healing.
You're muted.
There's nothing left anyone wants to do. I guess that's where we're ending this one shot.
So is everybody going home?
I want to
Are
ask,
they...
how did everybody feel about Nyx's final goodbye?
What about Nyx's final goodbye?
I was asking for everybody's opinion.
Are we
Very
still
good.
streaming?
Yes, I believe so.
Are we still streaming?
It's Cody if we're still streaming.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
it's still up.
Gotcha.
I put a lot of thought into that.
Did good.
Did you like how I was able to take it right out the gate?
After you got over the stunned hurdle of, wait, this is actually fucking happening.
Alright. So, people at home who are watching, feel free to join our server, join in any of the games, and we'll see you next time. May the dice always be in your favor.
Bye.
Deuces.
See ya.